Listen, dog. If I had $2 million at 19 years old,
That'd
Yeah, I
be
wouldn't
he's
be
asking
complaining.
for
that'd be the last day I
four.
had $2 million.
So Nico Iamaleava reportedly takes a 1.5 to 1.75. Those are the estimates. Deal to UCLA. But in all reality, he's only bringing home 900K. So he went from making 2 million or maybe 2.2 million at Tennessee. Um, Skip practice, got pretty much berated across the country. Tulane didn't want him. UNC didn't want him. So he finally gets an offer to go to UCLA, and he's actually bringing home less than half of what he would have made at Tennessee if he just stayed, all because he wanted to ask for $4 million, which is bonkers to me. You're 19, you're getting paid you're getting 2.2 million, 2 to 2.2 million dollars to play football at Tennessee, and you think you're getting shafted?
Yeah, it's not like he's that good. I mean, come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like he threw for what, 19 touchdowns,
Yeah, he's not.
maybe.
He's not crazy at all.
So it's just like, dude, I feel like $2 million. Listen, dog. If I had $2 million at 19 years old,
Yeah, I wouldn't be
he's asking
complaining.
for
That'd be the last day I
four,
had $2 million.
and he's asking for four.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. I can understand the idea of wanting to get paid what you're worth, but I think $2 million was honestly more than what he was worth at Tennessee.
Yeah.
So just a crazy situation.
Yeah, just got greedy.
I'm thinking about in the past 10 years. I kind of want to take us on this little trip right here.
All right.
How many players in the past since, let's go 2016, how many players can you think of that were worth $2 million? Actually, that were worth $4 million.
Yeah, we'll go four.
Four,
I don't
probably
think
three.
I who you got?
I would say probably three.
Who you got?
The three that I can think of in terms of like if NIL in its true capacity, which was like name, image, and likeness, the three that I can think of would be Joe Burrow, Baker, and Lamar Jackson. Those are the only three quarterbacks that I think would bring in annually $4 million for their school just off of them alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the three quarterbacks only, though, that could possibly do that.
I get what you're saying, but I personally, I don't think a single player is worth $4 million. In college,
Yeah.
that is absurd.
Well, those are also like three generational.
No, 100%.
Like
100%.
Nico is not that exactly. Like Nico's not generational.
Because
By
I
any
you think
field.
of Lamar,
Absolutely.
no title. Baker, no, like to be $4 million worth $4 million. I feel like you have to at least have won a title. Like you've had to.
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't-
just
I
like,
understand.
like his like marketing value would have been
Yeah.
absurd.
Yeah.
You know?
Baker and Lamar brought so much to the university, so much attention
Yeah.
to their schools, where it's like, oh yeah, it's for sure worth it. I'm trying to think of anybody else since 2016. I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah.
Than those.
But it's like once again, those guys are generational quarterbacks. So like it's
Mhm.
kind of crazy seeing an honestly average quarterback like Nico asking for four. Like he hasn't won anything, but also two, it's like Nico was nothing like Bake or Lamar or Joe Burrow or any of those guys. Like he's not even sniffing that level. So
he
it's
wasn't
kinda,
even a top quarterback this past season.
Yeah.
Tennessee's offense was the reason they were bad. They
Yeah.
were their defense that got them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not even a part of the good side of your team. Just weird. I don't know. I don't know why he would. Yeah, his agent has come out and said like, yeah, like we did what was best for him. And that we're still backing our decision. It's like, dude, you cost your client so much money. He
Yeah.
was never going to get $4 million. Why did you ask for $4 million? You should have been happy with 2.2. And to be at a playoff school, you should be happy with that as well.
Yeah.
Just a terrible. I mean, it just completely backfired on him. Completely backfired on him. He definitely should have been happy with 2.2. And I hope that other kids his age are going to see that, like,
Yeah.
because quite honestly, this is the first time that a player has been shut down ever since NIL. NIL has,
Mhm.
the idea of NIL was like give power back to the players, give leverage back to the players when they're negotiating, all those kind of things. And we're all for that. But I remember Nick Saban saying, like, it's all the players. Like now, like it used to be the school gets everything. Now it's the players get everything they want.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the first time we're seeing like a player just get told no. And I think that's a good thing because I think players around the country are going to start seeing that and being like, all right, I'm not gonna push the limits on what I'm getting here. I'm getting a good deal. I need to chill out because it was kind of a race to the top of like who's going to ask for the most money, who's going to be, and that was not going to lead us down a good path. So I'm kind of glad that somebody got shut down, and now people are going to look across the country and be like, all right, I need to ask for something reasonable.
I just feel like at 19 or however old he is, 19, 20 years old, what can you give 4 million that you can't do it to?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's double the money, but what do you need at 19 years old? You're a college athlete. You can get whatever you want. What do you need? Like, is it for your family? What can you not get your family with $2 billion? Like, I just
Yep.
don't. And it's like per year, you want.
Mhm.
I don't. And to like, I just backfire, like you said, just an absolute, just blew up in his face type of thing. Now you're not even gonna get close to what you would have just got if you'd have just stayed at Tennessee. Fran Brown, the Syracuse head coach, literally, I guess his receiver hit the portal. He asked for $2 million. Fran Brown said, unless you bro from Ohio State, you're not getting $2 million,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is reasonable. Jeremiah Smith is legendary. Jeremiah Smith, I would have rather him ask for $4 million, to be honest.
I agree.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Nico's
Jeremiah
not
Smith's about
he's
to
not
be
that great.
generational.
We saw him come to Norman.
He's nothing special.
Dylan
No.
Sampson carried him all year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nico's
God.
agent completely failed him. Completely.
Yeah.
There's an extent where you could say like Nico is just a 19-year-old guy who is listening to what somebody's telling him to do. But right now, his agent is just playing cover up. We're going to stand by our decision. We did what's best
Mhm.
for Nico. No, you didn't. You sent him to a school that is not going to compete for a playoff for the rest of the time that he's there, making half as much money. And you've completely damaged his reputation across college football to the point a school like Tulane wouldn't even accept him. You've completely failed him as an agent. Completely. And all you're trying to do is protect your name so that way other high school athletes can still pick you whenever they get to that level.
Mhm.
Which I can promise you right now, if I'm a high school athlete, I'm a 5-star, I'm getting recruited, the last agency I'm picking is Nico's agency. They completely damaged his reputation and completely failed him. They did not do what's best for him
Dude, you made a good point there
at
where
all.
it's like another reason players aren't going to go bag chasing anymore is not only they're going to see that Nico ended up in a worse situation, but they're going to see that other schools were not cool with that.
Yeah.
Like North Carolina could have made him a $2 million offer and potentially have got him,
Yeah.
but they didn't even want to deal with the drama.
Yeah.
Tulane needs a good quarterback. Let's be honest. They're good when they have a good quarterback, and yet they turned down even just discussing an offer with him.
Yeah.
They didn't even lowball him, which is really crazy. Like they don't even want to be involved in that drama, and so I think school players are going to see that, and they're going to think like, this is the worst possible thing. The worst possible thing I could do for myself is ask outrageously
Yeah.
high,
Yeah.
because it just ruins your reputation.
But
And if you're a coach, do you want a guy on your team that he's just there for the bag? I mean, I know OU is a little bit unique in that, but it's like if you're trying to create a culture, which is the hardest thing to create right now in college football, the last thing that's going to create a culture is a guy that's seeking $4 million. And that's all he really cares about is the $4 million.
yeah,
Like
just
I
a
just
bad
watched,
situation.
I listened to the Theo Von Lane Kiffin podcast yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin is saying that parents, when they come in for visits and like kids, they don't even ask like what the graduation rate is anymore. It's literally like, when can I get my money? Like, what's the offers looking like? And to sit here and like, even he was like, that's insane. Like, as a
Mhm.
parent, if you're not even worried about the education, because football's over, it can be over like that. Literally, just like that, it's over.
Yeah.
There goes your money. But you're not even worried about your son, daughter's education. It's just so stupid. Like, I'm all for paying them. I think they deserve it. They bring in a lot of money. But stuff like this, I'm glad it happens because it really like puts things back into perspective. Like, you guys think you have all this, whatever, but I'm like, dude, it
Yes.
could literally backfire so fast.
Yeah,
Everyone think,
that
oh, I'm
is.
leaving for. I've seen so many videos where it's like, hey, these people told me to leave for a better opportunity, but I'm getting less money. I'm like, if you're not a dog, no other school is gonna pay you
Mhm.
like more, put you in a better position than
Yes.
you were already in.
Yes.
It's how it goes.
That is so facts. This is I really believe this is good for college football because it just sets an example of like don't
Yeah.
Don't start bag chasing. Chase a good football career at a good school. Chase a degree. And if you really are trying to create generational wealth, then focus on getting to the league. Don't focus on transferring
Yeah.
4 times. I think that's what players are starting to think is that if you transfer every year, you're gonna renegotiate your deal every year and get higher amounts of money. And it's like, yeah, you might squeeze out an extra million in your 4 years if you renegotiate every year, but what's it doing to your reputation, to the culture at your school, to your chances in the NFL, to your playing ability? If you're changing coaches every year, it's like I think this is going to help naturally regulate what's going on in NIL. But that being said, there needs to be, Colin, to your point, there's got to be something that changes because it's like Lane and Kiffin said, we can't have this situation where it's just bag chasing everywhere.
Yeah.
Just gotten rough. Again, we're in a rough time in college football. A
Yeah.
really rough time.
Well, you talk about the playing ability. That's directly correlates to development. How are you supposed to develop as an athlete when you're
Mm-hmm.
going to 4 different coaches in 4 years, or you're transferring you go from the Tennessee QB coach to the UCLA QB coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can promise you the Tennessee QB coach is probably a lot better,
Yeah.
considering your head coach is a national championship winning quarterback.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why guys are leaving so much to chase
Yeah.
a short bag. I get it. It's immaturity. That's what it really is. It comes
Yeah.
down to. It's not looking long term in the future. Because if you really wanted to create generational wealth, you're going to stick with probably one school and one coach, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to develop you for 4 years, and then you'll be ready to go to the league. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like Nick Saban said a few months ago or a while ago. He was saying like all these NFL scouts and GMs are telling him these college athletes are coming into their NFL programs and they're less trained and less developed than they
Mm-hmm.
were just 5, 6 years ago
Yeah.
because they keep transferring and going to new coaches, and their focus really is only on the money in the short term. So when they get to the league, they're not developed and ready to play NFL football. It's
Yeah.
just a bad situation. And
Like
it comes
there's
down to
a,
immaturity.
I just saw a graphic. I forgot the kid's name. He just transferred to UNC from Colorado. The graphic was like he was committed to TCU, Oregon, and Arizona State before he even enrolled at Colorado, and now
Yeah.
he's transferring to North Carolina, and he has 4 years left. That means he's literally a true freshman still, or he'll be a redshirt freshman. The fact that you have been committed now to 5 different schools, 100% because hey, what's my offer looking like? I don't like it here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they understand like the term generational wealth. Like your $4 million is not gonna feed your family for the rest of your life.
Yes.
When you sign a 15-year, $550 million contract because you're playing on Sundays and you're Patrick Mahomes or whatever, now that will feed your family
Mm-hmm.
for years
Yeah.
and years and years. But your
Yeah.
4 million you're gonna get here, you're gonna go buy 14 cars. There it goes. There it goes. There's all
You're
your
gonna buy an
money. You're
AMG.
gonna buy an AMG. You're buying. Hey,
Yep.
shout out Mike Hawkins for that AMG is tough.
Do you know who we got to shout out?
Anyway.
We got to shout out Arch Manning, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like
hate
actually.
Texas, but respect to him.
He knew he was going to sit till junior year.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically accepted that. He knew what Quinn Ewers was. He knew that whole situation. Sure, he probably battled his hardest to get the QB1 spot, but he went into the situation knowing that he probably wouldn't play till junior year. Stuck it out. Got trained under Sarkisian for 2 years. Now
He's probably
The-
going to be a dog.
he's probably gonna be a dog. And he's also, I mean, I would put him as the most likely to be the best quarterback in college football in the next couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Easily. And I would also put him as like, if I'm gonna bet on anyone being a #1 overall draft pick, it's Arch Manning.
Yeah.
So props to him. And man, a lot of other guys had the opportunity to do that. Malachi Nelson had the opportunity to do that. Not that he's good, but I'm just saying, like, if he had the opportunity to stick at USC, and he would have gotten a starting spot eventually.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of guys that have that opportunity and just move, just don't. And to Michael Hawkins' credit, he's sticking it out right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully that works out for him. But yeah, shout out to Arch Manning. He did it he did it the old school way.
The
And
right.
look, it's paying off. It's
Yeah.
paying off. Everyone thinks that the best way to go about it is to transfer as many times as you can and get that starting role freshman year, sophomore year. But it's paying off for Arch.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be crazy.
Worrying about money and worry about playing football.
Yep. I have to agree with that one.
That's simple.
And
All
also
that
don't
takes.
listen to everything your agent says because
Yeah, literally.
Your agent isn't just looking out for you, he's looking out for himself.
Bro's trying to feed his
Makes
wife and kids.
He
Mhm.
makes money based off of how much money you make. So he's not making every decision in your best interest.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
man, these guys got to lock in, man. Listen, I get the whole you're 18, you're 19 thing. And I'm kind of like backtracking what I said. But listen,
Mhm.
dog, when I was 18 or 19, I wasn't just a complete idiot, bro. Like,
Yep.
I had some common sense about what I was doing. And these guys just, I don't know. Maybe it's different because I wasn't getting paid millions of
Millions.
dollars.
Millions.
But I don't know, man.
No,
It's
bro,
hard to
I
put
think.
myself. I'm not gonna put myself in their position. I'm just saying, like, you got to use your brain a little bit, dude. Just a
Do we
little
also
bit.
did our parents just abandon us? Do we not have some common sense as a grown adult who's someone that probably does have your best interest?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guarantee you,
exactly.
my mom and dad would have. Boy, if you don't go suit up for practice, like that's literally what would have happened.
Yeah.
Like, bro, put your pads on, put your helmet on, let's go. Because you're making 2 million
Oh
a
yeah.
year. They're like,
If
we
I,
haven't ever
oh
sniffed
yeah,
two
Oh
million
yeah.
dollars. Sorry,
yes.
mom and dad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Y'all are
Yeah. My
blessed.
mom would definitely be pissed if I got mad about making $2 million.
Well, this almost kind of plays into the idea is like I feel like some of these parents are just trying to get theirs, and they're trying to use their kid to
Facts.
get theirs. Listen,
That's
I
terrible.
know personally several parents who live through their kids, who
Mhm.
live through their kids. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some parents out there who just try to get theirs because of their kids' spotlight and what they get.
Mhm.
So in some cases, sometimes the parents don't even have the best interest of the kids. Because like any, just like all three of our parents, if I told my mom I'm sitting out practice because I'm not getting $4 million, but I'm getting two, I would have come back black and blue
Yeah.
Yep.
back to practice. And it's just like, how do other parents not think that? And the only thing I can think of is that they're trying to get theirs from their kids. It's
Yep.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Just insanity. But
Well,
When
guys,
it
that was a
doesn't
great
change
conversation.
people, it magnifies them.
yeah.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Word of
The more
wisdom.
money you put out there.
Yep. Doesn't change people, it just magnifies who they are.